theme on the Tonight Show, and it changed forever.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. 3, 2, 1. This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 575. It seems like only a year and a half ago it was episode 500. So, it's kind of weird. I'm Brian Kilby. With me this week, we have Diecast.
Yo.
Chris, a.k.a. XV.
Dumb math tricks, huh?
Yes. Matt.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going? It's good. You good? I'm good. Hey, it's Jason. Jason's back.
Hi, I'm back.
I like that shirt. What's that? What is that shirt?
It's player select for the 5 Voltron Lions. The Lions, Don. The Lions.
Like a video game inspired.
In the style of the Ninja Turtles arcade game.
Exactly, yes.
That's
Rip
awesome. That's awesome. We have Don.
Who's rocking his denim shirt tonight.
It's so 90s it hurts. John.
Yo.
And Rob.
Hi.
The Rob Clay. The Rob Clay.
I'm not even the Rob Clay in Baltimore.
Oh, you're the Rob Clay to me. Damn it.
Aw.
That's why he doesn't really, have such a problem with sharing his name online, because it's still not even personally identifiable
so,
in the city he lives in.
My name is not common, but by God, I still get emails all the time for all the other Brian Kilbys around the world. It's painful.
Rob Clay is like one step away from John Smith. I mean, it's just
pretty
like,
much.
You're like...
Oh, so, wow, it's June 13th, and gosh,
Lucky 13.
Lucky 13. So we had a lot of birthdays this month, right? So I had mine last week. Rob and Don, yours are coming up, right?
Yeah, mine's in like 10 days.
Yeah. Mine is next Thursday. That's why I'll be out of town for next week.
So we will not have
48.
Ooh, that's a good number. We'll have no It's a Done Deal next week or the week after. So it'll be on hiatus for a couple weeks. Happy birthday, guys. Early birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you much.
I'll forget otherwise.
Yeah, actually, I'm just thinking I'm really not 48. I'm just, I'm 14 and just divide 4 into 4
on it. So if I ever forget his birthday, I'll forget hers. Growing old. So, yeah, a lot of stuff. Some interesting stuff this week I want to talk about from Tokyo Toy Show, which popped up, as always, after the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, the Takara Tomy stuff at the Tokyo Toy Show always happens on the weekend, so that was always going to be after a show.
Yeah. But, people start seeing photos and people start snapping pictures and stuff, like Wednesday or Thursday usually. Hey, guess what? A couple things. One, I got my shirt from tfradio.net/shirts, and it's awesome. I love it. It's so comfortable, and the material is so great, and the RFC on it is so clear and beautiful. It's life-changing. Life-changing. Buy your own tfradio.net/shirts. It's phenomenal. John, have you got yours yet?
No, I'm ordering a few this week, actually. So, yeah. You want to give that vanity URL again, Brian?
tfradio.net/shirts. Hey, I know some of our listeners have already started to get theirs. So when you get them, tag us on Twitter or on Facebook. We'd love to see it.
Yeah, show us the goods and the shirt.
Yeah, I after getting this one, I mean, honestly, this first time I had used this vendor, or I'd bought from this vendor, so that we work with, and I ordered 2 more as soon as I got this shirt and tried it on. So,
yep. So alternately, where it's going is shirtsickle.com. So they do wrestling tees, 1 hour tees, I think.
Yeah,
ProWrestlingTees.com. It's all the same people,
same company.
So they know what they're doing. They've done a shirt or 2 in the past.
Yeah.
So it's good to see that the quality is translated to our stuff too.
It's pretty great.
Yeah. So it looks great, feels great, and it's not misleading because the site looks really nice, and the designs look really nice on the website. And as is the case on probably every T-shirt website in the world, but the T-shirts when you get them are, in fact, just as nice.
Yeah, very nice. Actually, at some point you have some more designs up. I really want a Taco Bell sinkhole shirt for the Happy Day and Wolves podcast.
That's really sad. That's a real thing.
Yeah. It is a real thing.
Yeah.
Go to my Twitter.
But even the Earth Even the very planet we stand on wants Taco Bell.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. Hey, but yeah, so tfradio.net/shirts. Hey, did anybody get anything this week? And I will start because I want to talk to John about this. I got my Street Fighter Cross Transformers, Street Fighter 2, pardon me, Cross Transformers figures. So Ryu, Chun-Li, Ken, and Vega, or M. Bison, Vega everywhere else, and Bison here. So they're beautiful, and I love the fact that the packaging has the toys in like action poses. I think that's really cool. So it's like Chun-Li is doing what? Is that the spinning bird kick?
Sure is.
Yeah, and Ken is doing like the dragon punch or something. I love the plastic in the bubble, but I hate all of the rest of the packaging. Hate it. It's like this generic, ugly stuff, kind of like the that Mega Drive Genesis that was so neat, but the packaging was so terrible. God, I just hate to look at the packaging. Hate it.
It's not really based on anything, is it? I mean, it doesn't look identifiably like anything in particular.
The text has a gradient on it that's the same color as the Street Fighter 2 gradient. But that's about it.
Yeah, it's not like based on the arcade cabinet or even like G1 box. There's not really obviously mimicking any one thing in particular.
I'm not opening them because I love how they're posed. It's amazing.
Well, I got to say, I'm going to open mine, hoping that they take the obvious bait and do player 2 colors.
Oh,
and
God,
that way they don't even have to rethink the characters. They can just crank that out at least once. And I'll leave those sealed in box.
Yeah. So it would have to be Street Fighter 2 Champions Edition.
Yes,
to do
those are those were the first player 2 colors they ever did.
God, like, please don't go to like Super or Turbo. Even Turbo has 6 colors per, or Super Turbo.
I like Hyper Fighting's player 3, I guess, or third colors actually. For all of them, I want to say better than Champion Edition. But
really, I like the Champion. Oh, this is not a Street Fighter podcast. Sorry.
No, it's going to be, though, for like the next 9 seconds.
We have a podcast where
we talk
about video games.
I don't know about that.
And also like throwing these awful scenarios at Peter Van just to make him uncomfortable in front of a microphone.
I want a Guile figure. I don't know who it would be, but he would have like a handcuff glitch somehow built into the figure.
Or handcuffs. Just come with handcuffs, maybe, just as a nod.
Oh yeah.
I like them. I think you're right, Brian. I think the biggest downfall is the packaging. It's like it's the high and the low of the set. The toys are exactly what you expect. The packaging is awesome in theory because they're fighting each other in the packaging, but the artwork itself is just kind of weird and non-committal.
But yeah, I know you got yours.
Yeah.
Did anybody else get him, or are you getting him? Oh. Triplet got his. I know. What I hate
should have had him on this week.
Yeah, what I hate with Triplet, I'm going to complain about Triplet for a second. Love the guy, of course, but
this could go so many places.
But it's one of those things like he never wants to get like items like this because he's afraid that he won't like it. It's too expensive. It may break. Except when it's like something I really want, then he gets it too. So I'm not special anymore. So he can't ooh and ah over it when he comes and visits.
You'll always have Cloud Rodmus, though.
He no sells that at this point. Yeah.
Now it's a wrestling podcast.
Now we had 4 of those. We're done.
Well, you don't hear me.
That one episode of.
You don't hear me speaking up in defense of having a wrestling podcast.
No. Who else? Diecast.
That one episode of American Gladiators.
No.
Okay.
Before I start, John, did you order that $500 Street Fighter cabinet that I showed you from?
I saw that. No, I need to order a new house before
Walmart?
that. Like I need to somehow obtain another room for it. I don't. Diecast showed me a flyer online that Walmart apparently is selling recreations of at least a couple cabinets, right? Street Fighter 2, we had 3
And
Street
Pac-Man.
Fighters in it.
Wait.
Pac-Man.
Wait. Walmart selling arcade cabinets? I know Sam's Club has sold multicades in the past because I've seen them there.
Yeah, I think at a wholesale club that's pretty expected.
We're talking about full-size cabinets, not the crappy ones in the toy section.
Yeah,
Full size.
Yeah.
How much?
Like $500 or $600.
500.
What was it? 500 for. It was like it looked mostly like it was trying to present itself as like a Street Fighter 2 cabinet, but it had 3 Street Fighters in it at least. It had 3 logos.
It's probably crap.
Yeah, probably, but it was still weird to see like a Walmart flyer for that in 2018. But no, sorry, Diecast. I could probably cobble together the means. I've made dumber purchases.
The kids have to be able to play. Michael, done. So
Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, you should do like a custom cabinet for Devastation.
no.
Yeah, you should, and because
That's
you can kind of do it like a 2-player. I don't know if I get. Oh no, it's a 1-player. Anyway, do it kind of in the vein of the old Konami Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, no, I could envision that looking really cool.
Yeah,
That looked cool. It looked better than the weird like ride along Bumblebee arcade games and stuff they
That's
have
weird.
now.
Yeah, I can imagine Brian getting a recreation of like the tabletop video games that you would see in like little restaurants that didn't have room for the arcades. You had to take the sit down, table ones, and he just throws a tablecloth over the top, and it's the dining room table.
I could do that. Real quick though,
I didn't mean to go so off topic. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, but I just want to point out one thing because I know, like, when I listen to podcasts and people are like, I yell it, and like, why didn't you think of this? I don't want a meme cabinet. I had a meme cabinet. I built one years ago, like 12 years ago. I would want a dedicated machine, multiple dedicated machines, because they look way more cool. So, just if
But it's a
anybody's
cooler
curious.
experience too to like move between cabinets to change games rather than like cycling back out to a menu and just doing it in software.
Yeah, didn't care for it. Go ahead, Diecast.
Okay, so I got Brawl.
Oh, nice.
Studio Series. And then, of course, obviously didn't have a chance to take them out of the package, but they're there. Oh.
Wait, you got it from Walmart?
Yeah. Yep. Sorry,
Oh.
dog was trying to lick my food plate.
Aw, dogs are cute.
I got Megatron, of course. So I was lucky enough to snag those 2. More things
they
I
have
didn't
the
get out of
deluxes?
package. I got. He's still wrapped in bubble wrap.
Oh,
Thunderclash.
It's Calidus. Is that how you say it?
Colossus.
Colossus.
Whatever. Yeah.
Hmm.
So I got him, and still got to get him open, but that's.
yeah, that's certainly a mastermind box.
I got the Lowe's race car from
Twin
what is
Twist.
this?
No,
Yeah.
Topspin.
Topspin. TF
Sorry,
Dream
Not again.
We're
Yeah.
not
No,
doing
no,
this
no,
again.
It's no. Speaking of yelling at podcasts, when you guys are having that conversation, I'm like
I'm
you're
sure everyone was.
yeah. It's like that's lead foot.
I would have been.
You were there. Oh yeah. Well.
I know. No, but if I had just been listening, I would have been yelling at like, "Shut up! I don't care."
Yeah. Well, no.
That's what I would have been yelling.
So Leadfoot is the Target, Roadbuster is the Mountain Dew, and Topspin is the Lowe's car.
You know what I forget? Because it's been, 3-4 years since Dark of the Moon came out?
More than that.
That
So-
was 2011
So it's
Yeah, it's been
7
a while.
years.
or 12.
But,
yeah, it's been some time.
You want to talk about some trademark infringement, man? It's going on this guy. We got Cobalt Tools, Lowe's. Lowe's is all over
Can
it.
you send me that?
48.
No, just a link to that maybe.
Yeah.
Not for any particular
Powell
reason.
And
No,
Chevy.
well, now I'm going to guess this isn't like the Happy Wheel road bots that actually had the license for a lot of those vehicles. So I'm
Good
guessing
guess,
this is
Don.
probably.
You guessed correctly.
Also got
Oh, that was the one. No, that was the one you were worried about
Transformers.
it maybe not making the coast.
Legends. This is Great Shot.
Oh,
So again, didn't open them up yet.
A lot of this stuff just came today, didn't it?
No, it came a couple days ago, but I was working on some reviews, and one of the reviews, which I have the toy right here, this is my Combiner Wars Computron. Or no, I'm sorry, it's my Unite Warriors Computron. This is the one I chose to put the kit on right away because Combiner Wars already comes with hands and feet that are fairly decent. And I just wanted something for this guy. It says Combiner Wars upgrade kit on the instructions. After I did the review, someone who watched the review hit me up and said it doesn't fit on the Combiner Wars Computron, the scatter shot, because there are differences in the mold.
Oh, yeah.
And I verified that is true. It actually does not fit on Combiner Wars Computron. So if you're gonna get this, do not buy it for Combiner Wars. Only buy it for the Takara Tomy Unite Warriors, because it won't work. The chest piece doesn't have a place to clip on at the bottom, so it doesn't actually stay on secure. But it does on the Unite Warriors.
So the chest piece only works for the figure that basically doesn't need it.
Well,
no.
Less, yeah. I mean, if you want the chest bulked up, that's one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't work for the one it's intended to work for.
Yeah, the one, because like you
Yeah,
showed the
exactly.
instructions and it said CW Computron. I don't know like what the product copy is where it's being sold, if that's also referring to Combiner Wars specifically. But yeah, oops.
Yeah. And I
Good to
thought
know.
the color match was a little bit better for Unite Warriors too. So I'm not sure what happened with that, but don't buy the TDW04 if you want it for your Hasbro Computron, because it's not going to work. I mean, the chest you could technically put this piece on the front, but it would fall off very easy.
How much was that set?
I think it was only around like $40. It wasn't bad, and it does make it look fairly decent.
How does it compare to like the Perfect Effects sets? Have you gotten any of those?
Yeah, actually, my Superion, I also got the kit for, so I put it on, and I wanted to do it. I did it before the show because I was worried that I might have the same issue, but this fit on. This is the American Superion, so or the Hasbro version, the Combiner Wars, so there was no problems. I had already put the hands and feet from Perfect Effects on it, so you can do that if you want. And these pieces bulk up the legs pretty nice, which I think is one of the major flaws of the Combiner Wars figures. So I really think this kit is totally worth it. I mean, to leave this on, my deluxe shelf, as you would say, or my Hasbro Generation shelf, I think this does a great job of upgrading the kit. So definitely recommend it.
How's the build and functionality of the add-on hands and feet between, like, how does it compare between the Perfect Effect and the TDW?
They're just as good. I don't have a problem with the hands and feet at all that it came with. So, and the hands and feet on the TDW set, they actually break into a shield and two guns and like a missile launcher. So it's pretty good. And then now we get into the a little bit different. And a lot of this stuff came from tfradio.net/Amazon.
Bless you.
And warehouse deals and stuff like this. I got the 124 scale Bumblebee.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
And of course, you can't have Bumblebee without Prime. So I got the 124 scale Prime. And these were all at very reasonable prices because luckily they were like warehouse deal.
I love Amazon warehouse deals. Big fan.
And then this item I have not seen before. but I saw on on Amazon's site.
What is
This
Oh, the
is
rusty version, yeah.
the rusty version of the original Bumblebee from the first movie.
nice?
I thought that was
No,
really neat. Just
cool.
to
Are
be
those the
able
one-
to. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Don.
Oh no, sorry, I'm sort of lagging on my end. Are those the ones from Jada that have
Yes.
the robot sculpted on the bottom?
Yes.
Those are
Yeah,
terrible.
the big speed stars.
But they look
Yeah.
nice in package.
These didn't come with the coins, but I don't really care about the coins. So,
Hmm. They
because some
came
of them
from
did have
Amazon, not Taobao. Just a reminder.
Yeah, you can tell that they didn't come from Taobao because they have boxes and not Ziplocs.
yeah.
And
And-
all four wheels.
Now
Yeah.
the only one I was missing that I ordered from Amazon was crosshairs. I ordered a 1/24 scale through the warehouse deal, and this is what they sent me:
Nice.
the Hot Wheels sized crosshairs instead of the 1/24 scale sized.
Maybe that model of Corvette is just like really small in real life, and that is one.
Is that the Corvette that you had? That model?
Yeah.
Was it 24 times larger than that?
I think it was 64 times larger than this.
Maybe
So-
that's the 1/24th for the Power Wheels version.
Yeah. Yeah.
Power Wheels.
You would imagine my surprise when I'm like, oh, my 1/24 scale Prime, my 1/24 scale Bumblebee. What happened to crosshairs?
So did you contact
He
them?
shrank in the wash.
Yeah, I contacted Amazon and basically they refunded me, but there was no more warehouse deals for that figure, so I had to go regular retail.
I would
for
I would never tell anybody to try to game the system, especially our beloved tfradio.net/Amazon. But I have found that when it's an Amazon warehouse deal and they screw something up, they are usually pretty good about just saying keep it.
Yeah, they want to get rid of it in the first place, so it's not. I mean,
Well-
there will be cases probably where they would be like, "Yeah, we kind of need you to send that back."
that,
but
that happened to me. That happened to me last week. So I bought a 17 by 11 frame, and it came broken. It was the wrong color, and it was like $10. So I thought, hey, they're just going to give me a refund on it. And no, they wanted me to send it back, and I didn't want to have to go to the UPS drop off to do it, so I just threw it away. But I got $400 in equipment once because they sent it in error, and I told them, and they're like, keep it. So I think they're due.
Yeah, they actually wanted me to ship it back, and I was like, it came in a baggie, and I opened the baggie, like, how am I going to ship this back to you? And I'm like, it's not even the right item. It's probably worth about $3. So, yeah, they said, oh, just keep it or donate it, which I am going to do when Toys R for Tots comes around.
cool.
I hope that's a donatable item, but
It definitely
that's
is.
what I'm going to do. So, at least it helps out someone.
Yeah, if I can donate whatever, wasn't Revenge of the Fallen, but it was something kind of like that stuff, you can donate that. Just has to be sealed.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I got this week.
Awesome. Who else? Chris?
No,
Matt?
Yeah. I got a new Super Minipla kit in the mail.
ooh,
Ooh, is it? Well, I'll wait.
Well, for comparison, here's Dragon Caesar in all of his glory.
nice.
Here is the box for King Brachion.
Crikey.
So
Very
yeah,
nice.
that's going to be fun to assemble and sticker. Oh dear God!
That sounds painful.
I went in and placed the order for the Shogun Megazord. So that
As
was my
did
first
I.
mini plot. Unless I break down and get the Galfi Gar. Unless I break
Yeah.
down and buy it.
Don, Porque no los dos.
Yes.
Hmm?
Porque no lo sto-
Yeah,
Do both.
yeah. The
Oh.
Ninja and Shogun Megazord sets went up on BBTS the same time Power of the Primes Wave 3 did. Sadly, Ninja Megazord is $100 because it's premium Bandai exclusive and it comes with Subasa
Oh, no.
So sorry, Chris. You're gonna have
I mean,
to
I'd
show
rather-
real dedication if you want that one.
I mean, I'm not that into Shogun Mega Falcon Zord, and I'd rather have Muteki Shogun than Kakuri Dai Shogun, so I think this can all work out in the end.
Good John by
I am
one in
so
tone.
sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, so
I got a.
go ahead, Don. I was going to Jason next. But
I got
go
a-
ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, you
Jason.
go ahead.
No,
Don, you took it. Go.
Okay, I got a Wave 1 Movie Bumblebee for $250 at Walmart.
Okay.
Nice.
Wait,
But I,
wait,
and that's it. That's all.
Wave 1 Movie Bumblebee. So you're talking about the
2007
yeah, the-
toy.
The deluxe.
No, the last night.
Yeah, the last
The-
night. Yeah.
your
Bum-
Walmart.
Oh.
one with the-
They still have that.
yeah,
That's why it was 250.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. They had a Slash, 2 crowbars, and 1 Bumblebee. I figured for $250, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Grab
It
the
worked out,
crowbar
I'd
too. That's
imagine.
actually not a bad toy.
Yeah, I would have picked up the crowbars.
Well, I had one the when they first marked them down to $250. I picked up Drift and Crowbar and Barricade, and then but I wasn't going to pass on the Bumblebee, and I thought, why not $250?
Just as long as you don't buy Slash.
Yeah.
Don't
I-
reward that behavior.
No, and I even sold my original Slash on eBay last batch. So
That doesn't matter. Just don't buy the reissue that didn't need to exist.
Jason, did you get anything?
Transformers wise, I got Hope in a story that we'll talk about here sooner. But other than that, I got a Switch and I got a capture card on Brian's recommendation. So
Heck
I'll be
yeah.
on Twitch with.
Oh,
Mario.
cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, I
On
can't wait.
Twitch
So
with
you-
your Switch.
Yes, thank you.
John, did you
in
get
a
anything?
pinch.
No, afraid. Oh, well, other than the Street Fighter figures. Oh, I did get one thing with my shipment. I got that rerun of Legends Windblade. So
Oh, okay.
Ah.
yeah, so I
Hope
took advantage of that
hope yours
because at
doesn't
one time,
break.
at one time that was like getting up there, $50 plus, something like that, $60 with RC when those were hard to find.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wait, oh, you mean
Yeah.
the third-party Legends scale figure?
No, he means
No.
the Takara Tomy Legends Windblade, the
Yes.
one with the
The one that
correct paint.
The one that I had that broke.
Not
Yes.
the Titans Return.
Yeah,
mold.
not the Titans Return one.
Years back.
The original
Windblade.
deluxe
Yes.
Windblade. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Otherwise
Yeah.
known as the best version of Windblade that's available.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm still
so
not
far,
crazy about
yes.
it.
Well, no, but it is the best version of Windblade that's available.
Yeah, that statement stands.
Not the
But yeah,
not the third-party DX9 or whatever it is.
no.
So I like this, don't get me wrong, but there's design choices with this that I'm not super thrilled with, but I do wish that some official version would have adapted the big stompy jet boots because that's like a good aesthetic, but
What about the red figure?
it's okay, but I mean it's not one of the better robots in disguise warrior figures.
I would say that TF Adventure Windblade, the one that has the good paint, is probably in the running for. Is that the right line I'm thinking of? Or
Adventure. I mean,
Yeah, Adventure's the robots in
but
disguise.
did they continue that? I haven't seen any new figures from that in a while.
Well, Windblade came out before the line wrapped up in Japan.
Okay.
yeah,
I didn't know that she was
Yeah,
part of the assortment.
I didn't particularly
Yeah,
care for how they executed the Windblade deco on that mold. I think the second run Hasbro one with the faceplate variant actually probably has a better overall deco for that mold. But I'm sorry, Don, go ahead.
Thunderhoof.
Oh no. When I was down at Ollie's last time, they had one lone Titan Return Windblade, and I never saw that wave in store, so I went ahead and picked it up for $7.99.
So Don, if you don't see it in stores, do you not get it until you find it?
No,
somewhere?
no, it's just I just really didn't really care enough to pay for it. In addition to trying to find the other figures in the wave were more important than she was because I have that Windblade from Japan, the Legends Windblade. But
okay.
But it was like, okay, I haven't, that they, because she was in the Misfire wave, and so I put my money towards the Misfire, and the rest of the ones I didn't have. But I went back and picked her up because again she was $8 and I didn't have her.
I fully expect to never find anything in the store again, so I pre-order everything. And I got to the party late on the newest Power of the Prime stuff, so I ended up going for the case of the leader scale figures. So I got the Optimal Optimus, and I got another Rodimus.
Uh,
I'll Toys for Tots it or something. So
Yeah.
No, it's just I just hate seeing people spend that much money for that Optimal Optimus.
Me too, Don. Me too.
It's just a
hate
garbage
seeing
looking
people
figure.
spend money for any Optimal Optimus.
oh, forget
I
you.
wouldn't. I'm not gonna go as far as saying it's a garbage looking figure, but I don't think it's worth leader money. To me, it's not worth leader
No.
money. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Not worth
I don't
$65.
personally feel like
No.
not for
No.
what 47 or whatever Walmart charges for leaders. I mean,
Yeah.
presuming
Guys,
Walmart would actually
guys,
bring the price
guys,
point back.
I'm paying $100
Yeah.
for it, so it's okay.
Actually,
I know,
my
and I
Walmart-
think we're
my Walmart
dancing around
reached-
the bad choices you've made.
Yeah, my Walmart actually restocked leaders. They've got
Oh.
Optimus and Rodimus Primes again
Okay.
Oh wow.
for,
Oh,
for
weird.
original
Yeah.
retail price.
Cool. Hey,
'Cause, I mean, if I look at taking $50 and I can get Blackout versus Optimal Optimus,
Optimal Optimus Blackout
yeah,
sucks.
I'm getting Blackout.
Blackout sucks.
You think so?
Sucks. He
Yeah.
sucks.
Well,
you wanna say that again?
We're skipping the other option that exists here, which is to like go on eBay and find an original Optimal Optimus and just buy that.
That's the way to go.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob, what'd you get?
Okay, I got a bunch of things, and I have some people to thank. I actually got Titans Return Windblade this week, thanks to Valkesis on Twitter. Hope I'm saying that right. But it's not bad. It is probably my least favorite of all the Windblade molds, and I feel horrible saying that since someone was nice enough to just send it to me. But I think I could live with it in general if the damn head would just stay on. It is so easy for that to come loose. It just I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, not plugging it in right, but it just if it tips back even slightly, it will just fall right off.
You know, that's actually not surprising since that's based on the Brainstorm mold, and that always had a problem with keeping the head on solidly too.
Or the highbrow mold, isn't it?
Yeah, highbrow. Sorry.
Yeah. But I mean,
Head one.
other than that, I think it looks decent. I kind of like the swords, and they actually attached the vehicle mode fairly well, which I wasn't expecting. But yeah, I just need to figure out how to keep the head on. But I also got Power of the Prime's Dreadwind. Thank you, Barricade64, for that. That was really nice. It's interesting how many little ways that that improves over the aerial bot mold it's from. And it's just such nice colors. It's really great. And speaking of nice colors, somebody, and I don't even know who, sent me Titans Return Krok off of my Amazon wish list.
Nice.
And yeah, and that is just so pretty.
Isn't
That-
it though?
Now, did,
It is.
yeah. Now, does yours have the better QC like most of the Crocs seem to have versus the Skull Cruncher?
I think most of the joints are better than Skull Crunchers. The hips are still a little bit loose, but other than that, I'd say yeah, it's probably a little bit better than Skull Smasher. But yeah, even if it wasn't, it just looks so nice. It's great.
Cool.
And lastly, I have no idea who, but somebody off of my Amazon wish list sent me the 2 chunks of G1 that I did not have on DVD.
Oh, nice.
And
Nice.
and a set of Star Wars Black Series Porgs, which I swear were not even on the list, but and yet here they are in a tiny little Black Series box. It's cute.
Hey,
So thank you to everybody.
Yeah.
I wish I knew the names of everyone who did that, but I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Hey, well, while we're thinking people, not something I've mentioned on the show, but he found it somehow. Hey, thanks to Kevin out there for going to the wish list that I have set up for the kids and sending them books. I read them The Cat in the Hat
nice.
last night, and they loved it. So that was really great. Thank you. Appreciate that. You're the
Did you do
man.
in your Happy Day voice?
No,
Oh wow!
I did not.
A happy day reading of Dr. Seuss.
It would be
Yeah,
difficult.
whenever you get around to green eggs and ham, make sure you do it in the
Eggs,
Happy Day.
green eggs. I say eggs like Dawn. Eggs.
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 Exactly.
That's what
What he said.
What I say is eggs. Okay, so hey, this week in history, 2003. We've talked about this before, but it always bears repeating. 2003. Hasbro announces plans for a full-length live-action movie based on the Transformers, and we went to donmurphy.net and were offended repeatedly by said producer But lots of people hung around and stated his on his forums, and I don't know why. That was like, in the history of Transformers fandom, that's like the worst place that I can remember people congregating willingly.
It's up there.
Yeah. It was, but I never expected to see it, and it took 4 years. And
I don't think what we actually ended up getting was what we ever expected it to be either.
No, I mean...
Yeah, I was about to say, with any luck, that live-action movie based on Transformers comes out in December.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
It's the it looks the closest to what we would have expected back then, but it still doesn't look what I would call G1. But
yeah,
but it is.
But it's trying harder.
It's trying harder. It's trying.
Well, it's not G2 Computron, but it's close.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah,
Try harder.
I don't want to talk about the movie because what's left to talk about. But it was an interesting time. This was, let's see here. In 2003, we had we got what, Masterpiece Optimus MP-01 that year, or was it the next year? Don?
No, I think the Japanese release was 2003, and then Hasbro did it in 2004 for the 20th anniversary.
So we had that. We already had Smokescreen for Vinyl Tech.
Alternators.
Vinyl Tech.
Was Alternators not out at the same time?
I don't remember. I had the Vinyl Tech version, but
okay.
It was just so we had Armada was
wrapping up.
Yeah, wrapping up. Energon was coming out. We had Transformers Universe on the shelf. We had Encore reissues out there on the shelf. It was a boom time for Transformers. So in a way, even though then at the time it kind of made sense. Oh, look how popular Transformers are. They're going to get a movie. Yay. It really had little to do with how popular Transformers were at that point, and they were popular. Transformers, that's probably my favorite period in Transformers history, period. That generally,
Robots in Disguise and then Armada really surged this boom in not so much the same kind of casual level of awareness of Transformers that the movies ended up doing, but it really grabbed the nostalgia people who still were kind of conscious of it and really brought them back in. And that's when you had that weird period where Walmart had an entire half of an aisle devoted to their Transformers exclusives that they had dozens of at one time and then didn't sell on the oven and canceled 55 more.
Yeah.
Oh, the Halloween horror cons. We will never know you.
But it's just interesting. We started seeing a lot of licensed stuff at that point. We had the Dreamwave comics at that point. Yeah, I know. But it was basically, as much as I love Beast Wars was not the rebirth of the Transformers in the sense of being a major property. That period in time was. And I wish we could go back to it. It was so much better then. But
I think if Beast Wars had been that same kind of event in the brand's lifetime, the show wouldn't have been what it was, and it wouldn't have resonated with us the way it has.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But in terms of a rebirth, talking about how popular it wasn't as popular, I guess, as it was in the 80s when it was a huge nationwide or worldwide phenomenon. But you really can't have that like we had then. And Don just raised his hand. Don, speak.
Please never, ever associate the word rebirth with the live-action movies. I find that offensive.
Well, you never know. Transformers 7 could go to Nebulos.
Oh, that'd be great.
Oh,
they have another planet to ruin.
Taunt me and tease me and make me cry. Thank you.
I'm just saying, they've totally screwed the Earth at this point if they keep the same continuity, which they won't. So, they need to kind of move on and go ruin somebody else's house.
Yeah, but I just wanted to mostly focus around that time in the Transformers fandom more than the movie itself, because it was just an awesome period. God, it was a great period.
Yeah, no, it really was. I probably should have. I don't really think of it in those terms, but you're exactly right.
Yeah. my favorite. I need to go back and listen to episodes of Radio Free Cybertron that we recorded.
I think there's only about 5.
A handful. That was the period when things were winding down because I was busy with work.
And then I think we had 2 in 2004. I recorded a segment for one of them.
Yeah, something like that. I was working literally 80 hours a week at that point between 2 jobs. It was crazy, but it was awesome.
Yeah, been there.
Yeah. So, a lot of fun. 2003. Okay. Big news. So, sorry, Don. You're not getting your MP-01 reissue.
Yeah. I was just saying that from a thematic standpoint, that made the most sense to me.
Well, that's the only way it could have made sense.
And only to you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm special. Leave me alone.
It certainly didn't make financial sense. Or practical sense.
So we don't know the designation, do we? But I'm assuming it's 50.
Well, they're advertising it as Transformers 35th anniversary. Is that right?
Yep.
It's going to launch next year for the 35th anniversary.
It's a more animation accurate Masterpiece Optimus. I'm not crazy about the robot mode. Vehicle mode looks awesome.
You should keep in mind that this picture's taken at an angle, so the proportions aren't exactly what it's going to really look like.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because I went and corrected that.
Good.
Yeah, and I'll pull it up real quick.
Yeah, it looks off to me. Like the chest windows look a little bit too big. The grill looks a little bit too small. The legs look good. I mean, I like the look of the legs. I don't know. It just doesn't seem right to me. Maybe I'll feel different in color, but...
See, that's what I was going to say, Diecast, is because we've seen so many figures that in these grayscale prototypes, you're seeing everything in it raw. But we've seen how paint can draw the eye to or from something, how it can fill in details that's not actually molded into the figure. And I think color will actually this will be a fair look at the figure once it's in color.
So I'm a huge fan of the Microsoft app, Microsoft Office Lens. You can use it to take photos of whiteboards and stuff, and it'll automatically correct it geometrically. So I just ran it through that, and this is what it pretty much should look like once it actually comes out in hand.
Yeah, that's a pretty good result.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's not going to be one-to-one with the cartoon model, but I think at the level of technology they're at with the engineering right now, it's probably the best we could hope for to capture that feel in something that can still transform into something that doesn't look like the Robot Master's truck mode.
Yeah.
Now,
the windows
one
are a
question
little... Go ahead, Don.
Oh no! One question, Brian, on that picture. Can you put that picture back up real quick?
Yeah, give me a second. Okay.
While he's doing that,
I just did it.
It's just
never mind.
Yeah, it's just the way I'm looking at, say, his left arm. What is that stripe going down? That curved stripe?
Oh, that's part of the watermark.
The watermark.
Okay, Don, Diecast, go ahead.
What I really hope is they do what they did with the movie masterpieces and make this a shared release with the North America. That way we can get this at a lower price, because if they do like Megatron, and I understand why Megatron was done that way because gun, but if they do like Megatron and it's a Takara Tomy only release or Asia only release, it's going to be pretty expensive.
I have never once seen a movie masterpiece in person.
I have.
At retail. So
I have.
Not that I've seen, obviously, a masterpiece, unless, like Bumblebee, like if they got released after the fact. But, being a movie masterpiece hasn't helped me out. Being the dual release hasn't helped me out at all of those.
You could have gotten one if you wanted, though, because Toys R Us did have the Bumblebee and the Prime from the movie.
Yeah, I just never saw them.
So something we have to keep in mind here, and it kind of goes to Diecast's point, if anything is going to break the current Masterpiece price ceiling, it's going to be this. Like, when this comes out, I would not be surprised if this hits close to the 30,000 yen mark that no retail Masterpiece has ever touched yet. And in that case, a Hasbro release would probably be at least $150 to start with. So, I mean, it would be a lower price, yes, but especially if it's a simultaneous release, you're probably not going to have them that far apart price-wise because they don't want to undercut one market for the other. But it's got the trailer with it. There's probably going to be a lot of engineering go into it. I think, this is probably going to be a highly expensive masterpiece.
I think they'll try and keep it as close to the 2,500 yen as possible, knowing that they can get, a black colored release, an Ultra Magnus colored release without a trailer, whatever. Like, I think they'll plan all that into the pricing of this just to try and keep it, like maybe 275. But I don't think we're going to go full 300 on this.
I don't know. It looks less engineered to me than MP10. It doesn't necessarily look. I want to say it looks more svelte and a little less massive. But that doesn't mean that obviously it would cost what MP10 cost, because of course prices have gone up. They've been able to. I don't know if amortize. I'm not a MBA, but if amortize is the right term for that mold, but they've been able to get a lot of usage out of the mold. So.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully Matt's right about the way Takara is going to look at this, but I'm also looking at it from the perspective, if anything, they can jump the price up to a new level, it would be the next Convoy.
Yeah.
That's something that their buyer base would probably support that with first, and then they could roll off of that one into other more expensive ones.
That's logical.
Also very pessimistic, which is, totally me.
Yeah, logical and pessimistic.
Yeah, but it kind of makes sense because this sets a precedent. Well, Optimus Prime was $300, so...
Well, also, they can look back and see how well that sold. And if it doesn't sell as well, they'll drop the price.
So Galvatron can be 400.
Oh, Galvatron's one of those ones... I'm sorry, Don, let me finish. And then you can go. Galvatron's one of those ones where I feel like it doesn't need all that engineering, so it probably could, fall down more toward the Shockwave level. I'm sorry, Don, go for it.
Oh no, I was gonna say, me wanting MP1 was kind of a pipe dream. I know. I was just looking at it from it'd be, like I said, thematically fitting. But I was really betting. If I was a betting man, I would have put money on Galvatron being 50. And that
I hope Galvatron would be 50. So I don't need a new. I even want to call it MP10.
Yeah.
In my mind, Masterpiece Optimus Prime equals MP10.
Yeah, because it's like, if you're going to spend this money for Prime when we've still got a good MP10, is what you're paying more. It's sort of like between Sun Surge and Sunstreaker, but only both are masterpieces. Is this that much better than MP10?
It's not about being better, it's about being different.
Yeah,
it's about fitting in stylistically with just about every other masterpiece they've done since.
Pick a different release so they can sell it.
Right.
Yes, it's about getting you to buy Optimus Prime again.
Right. But I'm just saying, a lot of fans would look at that and say, is this different enough for me to rebuy another Optimus, or can I get Beast Wars Megatron, which is something we don't have anything of?
Except for Beast Wars Megatron.
Well, hey Matt, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I would buy Optimus Prime.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even necessarily about can we get someone to rebuy it. It's it's been since 2012 that we put this out. It's several years old. We've done different versions of it, but we've also completely gone to a different style with the other Masterpiece Autobots. So it's time to look at doing this again in a style that matches everything that might be in a new Masterpiece Collector's collection at this point, versus what we thought we were going to be doing when we started with MP09 and MP10.
So real quick, I'm going to move ahead because I think we've talked about this as much as we can. MP10, they have used MP10 so much that there is now a freaking Golden Lagoon MP10.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Part of a Golden Lagoon set.
Now, it's not part of a set, but it's part of a series of Golden Lagoon toys.
Yeah. So, God, I hate myself for wanting this so bad.
You should.
So basically, it's
plastic with the.
It's mustard plastic.
Yeah, I don't care for these
because they can't chrome those pieces either for the material they're made of or because of how they have to interact during transformation.
This is so Bandai.
A little bit, yeah.
I'm totally out on these. And they're probably going to be expensive
Basically,
anyway.
So Starscream's 40,
But-
or 3,800 yen. Perceptor Sea Spray and Beachcomber are 8,000 yen, and Optimus Prime is only 15,000 yen. So it's not that bad.
That's $40 for a deluxe Starscream.
Which
Just
is about
the going
what
rate.
the Legends were running.
That's the going rate for it. Yeah. So
$35 to $40. So it's in
Yeah.
line.
yeah.
and as somebody pointed out to me, this means that between the Unite Warriors version of that Starscream and the Shattered Glass version, along with Power of the Prime Starscream, we are one Starscream away from an all Starscream combiner.
Yes.
Oh man,
Ooh.
that's gonna drive somebody crazy.
Yeah. I hate myself, but I want this.
Yeah, I have to say it. You get a lucky draw, and you get a lucky
Yeah.
draw, and you get a lucky
What would the
draw.
fourth Starscream be, though?
Yeah.
We have Ghost Starscream. We have Golden Lagoon Starscream.
A non-ghost version of that Starscream.
Yeah,
would
but
do
I mean,
it.
that would just be a normal Starscream, which is what the torso already is.
Mm.
mean,
Action
G2
Master colors.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mini
Action Master
Starscream.
colors. That'll work.
I'd buy
Okay,
that
I
for
might get the
not
Starscream.
$40, but maybe $35.
What diecast?
I might get the Starscream, just the fact that it's a Combiner War Starscream.
I think I'm going to get the whole thing.
The Prime,
Yeah,
the Prime looks
crap.
weird.
I know.
And
Well,
how
Matt,
much
look at the
is
bright side. I mean, you don't have to get like the Perceptor and the Beachcomber and the MP-10. You can just get the Starscream.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do, probably.
Now, see, that Beachcomber should totally be in green chrome,
Yeah.
quite frankly.
So, I don't disagree with that. But honestly, you put these together, it's about the price of a BotCon set. It would be a really boring BotCon set,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's about the same price. Which
Actually, this is like 2/3 of the way to precedent. You could take Beachcomber, Sea Spray, and then the Legends Bumblebee, just chrome all of them differently, and you could have a G2 Minibot set out of it. You'd be missing hubcap, but like, who
Throw
cares?
another Bumblebee in there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate myself for wanting that. So we also saw at Tokyo Toy Show better photos of Masterpiece Megatron, this time in color.
Yes.
God, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
It is so just.
It's heavenly.
So one of the
it's-
notes I read from the Takara Tomy panel where the new Masterpiece Optimus was revealed, the deco for Megatron is still a work in progress, so the colors shown here may not be exactly what the final one will be, but it's like you can see in the photos Brian's showing now, it's very close
Oh,
to
God, I love it.
what the show looked like.
I
Yeah,
love
I mean,
it.
yeah.
God, I love it.
I love the face sculpt is just, from what I can tell with all the backlighting.
Full
the face
face sculpts.
Yeah.
No, okay, so like the robot face sculpt is spot on, but they also managed to nail the look of the T-Rex head.
Mhm.
Like it totally looks spot on to the CGI model, and since that was Megatron's face and personality like half the time, that's like a really important thing for them to pin down, and they got that. I'm
Yeah.
really,
It is
really happy
so
about that look.
beautiful.
Definitely.
God,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
I might just stop
I mean-
collecting after that one.
I mean, what else do you need in your life? Well,
Transmetal's
maybe.
Megatron and Optimus, Optimus
Yeah.
Primal.
I mean,
I'm gonna have a hard time passing this one up. I think, which
Yeah.
is bad
I mean-
because it's gonna be expensive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we talked about this before, Jason, how he doesn't have to do the transformation magic that
I know,
Dinobot
but-
does.
He's
So
bigger, and yeah,
There's a picture in that article that's kind of a top-down view. I think it's that article, and you can see like all the dinosaur body panels are intricately folded up on each other on the back, which is consistent with how the robot mode model looked in the cartoon, but that's still going to need a lot of assembly moving parts. It's not the bag of magic particles that you need to make Dinobot work, and it's not going to be like a 2-hour transformation process to get from one end to the other, but there's still a lot to it, and that's going to contribute to the cost. I mean, I honestly think we are looking at 25,000 yen for this.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing, though. So we have Studio Series Ironhide out of the box photos. I think it's nice.
Because this was just released in Singapore overnight last night with absolutely no warning coming ahead of time except for the leak slides a year ago, which was the only reference we've had prior that there is a Studio Series Ironhide.
Mm-hmm.
I've never cared for Ironhide from the movies. I mean, for whatever reason. But yeah, it looks good.
Looks more
Yeah, I
fun
think
than
it
the
looks
movie
good.
Masterpiece.
Yeah.
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 Well, I can tell you this: we sure don't have enough media events. If they're if they're sneaking stuff out like this without us even knowing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, so like Singapore also had like almost a sneak release of Legends Wave 2. I mean, obviously we knew the contents of that from the leak, but Hasbro Australia was going to have an exclusive reveal event for those figures for the Australian collector community. You know, the Ozformers people were going to get first crack at that, get to post the pictures and stuff. Hasbro US said, no, you can't do that. We have a different plan for that, which we presume was going to be a Toy Fair reveal.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
And then 3 days later, the store in Singapore was selling them.
So real quick. So here's a picture of Ironhide and Optimus Prime. Which Optimus Prime is this?
I think that might be one of the Bathing Ape G1 reissues.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're
I
right.
think. I can't remember another G1 Optimus in that color layout. So Bathing Ape's the best possibility because they just did random stuff.
Yeah.
This looks nice. I mean, it really does.
Yeah.
I'm not. I probably will pick this one up, but like, I'm not pining over these Studio Series figures. I don't like Blackout so much. I was tepid on it to begin with, but the longer I've had it, the more I hate it. The Bumblebee Deluxe figure I have is pretty crap. Actually, which one do I like? I've got a couple more. Maybe I don't want this.
Of the ones coming up, this is probably the one I want the most if I do get it, but I don't know if I'm going to continue a Studio Series.
No, Brian, you have to keep buying them until you find one you like.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
I like that logic. Hey, so Power of the Primes Wave 2 will be back to transform your day into an adventure? Question mark. So this just popped up. Tell us about it.
So on the official Transformers Facebook page, they put a post up about the Wave 3 stuff coming out, basically focused on the Terracons, but then they have an immediate reply to that, saying, hey guys, we know that Wave 2 products sold out very quickly, which is their phrasing, not mine.
I was going to say sold out very quickly when you only have 5. You know,
well,
it's
that
not
will sell
hard
out
to sell out quickly.
When one whole price point is exclusive to a grocery store that's only in about a quarter of the country and is only there for Easter weekend, that sells out pretty quickly. But they're basically saying, watch your stores and online retail over the summer because it's supposed to be coming back around again. So hopefully that turns out to be true because we have had promises like that in the past that the retail end basically never followed up on.
Yeah, because you know what happens? That was
Walmart
like
says no. Yeah.
Aldi ends up getting the stock.
Yeah.
Oh,
Aldi
but then it's $8. I mean.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is the same thing that happened with the Viacon wave, if you remember.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
And after Revenge of the Fallen, the Hunt for the Decepticons stuff, Aldi got in a couple of waves of that stuff. That's how I got Pterodive and Tomahawk, and those, they were like $6-7 each, and great toys too. I wish I'd known sooner. I probably would have paid full price for them. Yeah, I wouldn't mind Aldi getting a couple cases of this stuff in, because I'll pick up some extras of something or other.
So Optimus Prime number 20 retailer incentive comic book cover. Just wanted to show it because of Megatron.
Oh, this is the black and white one. Yeah.
Looks really nice. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, Kazama draws the heck out of Beast Wars Megatron. Oh my god, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she draws the hell out of everything.
She really
really
does.
does.
You're not wrong. Absolutely.
I love the style that her and Josh Burcham have together on that book because it's such a retro comic book look to it that you don't really get in a lot of other stuff these days. It's really appealing.
Let's see here. So we mentioned it a few minutes ago, but Wave 3 Power of the Primes pre-orders went up. So for the Prime Masters, Deluxe, Voyager, and Leader figures, basically all went up. I know Big Bad Toy Store got them, and a couple, and other TF Source got some. Captured Prey. Again, $100 just for Optimal Optimus.
Yeah, so I went in on pre-orders for the Prime Masters and the Legends because, like, they're so close to retail, and when they come in, if I, wait for both to come in with pile of loot and do the $4 shipping, I'm basically paying retail plus a little gas money, and I'm not in a super hurry, so this is better.
Yeah, it wasn't lost to me the fact I'm pre-ordering Wave 3 when I still don't have Wave 2, which is why when they put that on Facebook earlier, I was a little more... Because I just want Orson to get his stock so he can, I'm sure he's not happy about all this.
Yeah, I'm sure he would like to get his stock too.
Yeah. Because I have my Wave 3 and I don't have Wave 2.
Except for the one I bought for you.
Yeah.
I can still get you a Ripper Snapper too, probably if you want that.
Yeah. That's actually probably the easiest one to get. So if that ever doesn't come in, I'll be able to get a Ripper Snapper.
Yeah, I will put this out here. No.
I did go ahead and put a pre-order down on Inferno too because I do not like my chances. Even if stuff's coming back in stock, I do not like my chances of finding Voyagers at retail.
See, now I am gambling on Inferno because I want that version of the mold because I never got Hotspot, but I'm
not paying $35 for
exactly. So
Hotspot.
I'm still rolling the dice on that one, and part of me hates it, but I'm hoping. Because that seems to be popping up a little more recently, I hope.
Well, yeah, I mean, it makes sense because Walmart's cleared through their inventory of Voyagers.
Right.
Power of the Prime Voyagers, so there's a better chance of those coming in, although I've also heard, at least as many reports that they're getting Hunger and Alita 1 in, which is also good because those are more essential to have.
A lot of people need Hunger.
I will grab a safety Hunger. I will grab one if I see one. And a Ripper Snapper, a safety Ripper Snapper. So.
Right. Well, and Ripper Snapper should be coming back out with Wave 4. So,
that's right.
The Wave 2 one, you'll get the reship when the next wave hits.
I have no problem finding Ripper Snappers.
Also, points to Big Bad Toy Store. I haven't looked to see what the other retailers are doing with their bundles, but they are selling the 3 Terracons as a set by themselves. You don't have to buy the reship Jazz if you don't want to.
TF Source did that as well.
Yeah, so
a couple of them are doing it.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
And Captured Prey usually sells everything individually as much as they can. So,
hey, so going back to that 2003 period when it felt like it was a boom period, we had all those Hard Hero busts and all that stuff. And it's weird that now it feels like we're going back to some of that with all of these frickin' statues we've been talking about. We have 2 I want to mention this week. One is from M3 Studios. It's a Last Night Optimus Prime. It is 130 centimeters tall. That's over 4 feet.
Ooh.
It's about $5,000.
Mm-hmm. So how much is the non-refundable deposit on that?
A lot.
Are the forearms correct?
Eric?
I think the more important part is this is 4 Unicron lamps.
Yes.
That's how expensive this is.
It's
limited to 4 Unicron lamps tall.
It's limited to 188 pieces. I'm assuming that's a pretty specific number, maybe. I mean, when you're talking about costs like that, it's maybe the size of the company. 188 pieces, maybe something that they actually just crunch the numbers. We don't think we can sell 200. We know we can sell more than 175. Let's do 188.
Yeah.
And Aldi will have the rest of the stock.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something specified in the licensing agreement too.
Could be. It's $4,800. That's crazy.
It's pretty.
Yeah. No,
It is?
I wouldn't be able to buy it, but
I mean,
I would rather buy a car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
What would it cost to ship that?
my one car was less
A second
than that.
car.
second car.
Yeah, no, I mean, you could get a good drivable used car for less than this statue costs.
Yeah.
You have to work at it a little bit, but I mean,
it's more than the trade. It's more than the trade-in value for my car. Because I was looking to trade in my car for a minivan.
get the statue.
No, I don't want the statue. And yeah, my car is great. I would rather have my car than this. But I mean, $5,000. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, yeah, to most people that is, prohibitively expensive. But for the people this is targeted at, which
for the 188 people, yeah.
For the 188 people this is targeted at, hopefully those people aren't folks that, will like have to skip feeding their kids or anything, which will probably happen. But $5,000 is not that much for people who have it to spend. But I'm not one of them. And if I was, I wouldn't get this.
And I put this on my Amazon wish list just in case I know someone who wants to spend that kind of money.
I couldn't. If somebody wanted to give that to me, I couldn't accept it. I mean,
no,
I would have to pay taxes on it.
Okay, there's that. There's also like, where would you house it? Like, you would need to have a whole room just dedicated to that statue at that point. You would need another child's bedroom to put that statue in.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you're running low on those at this point, Brian.
Yeah. So it's another one. Big Bad Toy Store has an exclusive, 150 exclusive to 150 units. G1 Starscream from Imaginary Mart. Now, is this original or is this based on another statue?
I don't know.
Is it 4 foot tall?
No, but it's only $1,200. Only.
Only.
It's nice looking.
I'm considering it's like what, 2'5". That's not bad.
It's that tall. Okay.
$240 deposit for this one.
I mean, that's half as tall for a quarter of the price. That's a bargain.
Yeah. Now,
it really is.
I don't particularly care for the likeness of the face, but otherwise it looks great.
Yeah, I mean, it's good modeling otherwise.
Yeah.
You know how many actual Transformers I could buy for this price?
Well, if you go through Taobao, it's even more.
Yeah. So
I don't like the Megatron head he's standing on either. It's something about it just doesn't look right.
I assume he's standing on the head of a statue of Megatron, and it's some kind of like meta awareness thing.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like the Beast Wars Megatron statue. I love that statue, but him standing on the Dinobot skull is just kind of an aesthetic choice. I think takes away from it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same thing.
And the similar Optimus Prime with the dismembered Waspinator, which at least is like, accurate to the show on some level, but I never have liked that approach to visual design.
So Make Toys, in their Cross Dimensions line, they have released prototype photos or test shot photos of their Galvatron.
Yeah, it's a prototype.
Rioter Galvatron.
Are we sure that wasn't supposed to be like Galactron?
I hope so.
Well, I copied this as they have it printed on their website, so this is what we're going with at this point.
Okay, Galvatron.
So if
Galvatron.
Yeah, so Brian, I've been interested to know what you think of this.
So when I first saw it, when I saw this, I sort of looked at it for a second. And I thought it was supposed to be Beast Wars' second Galvatron. And
I could see that.
I was into it for a second. Then I realized that it's just their cross dimension stuff. Now, if you're into that, that's great. It's not for me. It's just like, it's not for me.
I feel like it's tremendously over-designed.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he have horns?
Yes.
Or am I just seeing
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, it's an IDW
he
style
has horns.
hat.
Yeah.
Which
the
I
head is very
never
IDW.
cared for that design aesthetic personally.
Yeah, but if they tweak this and redo it as Beast Wars second Galvatron, I'd buy it. Not buy it, but it's a done deal.
In the Don Deal sense, you would buy it rather than sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like their Cross Dimensions line. They're doing a, Jetfire, Skyfire-esque in the Cross Dimensions line. I'm not crazy about this one. I don't think I would get it. Maybe if they do an alternate head, I might consider picking this one up, but that head is just really off-putting to me.
And that's kind of the thing.
Build this in Gundam Breaker.
No, that's kind of the thing, though. Like, a lot of this cross-dimension stuff, like, it has a very specific design sensibility about it, but none of it has the feel that this Galvatron has. Like, this is over detailed, over designed, not over engineered, because I think the engineering is probably fairly simple on this. But like even the Rioter Despotron, I think, was the Megatron that turns into the little Klingon disruptor pistol. Even that does not have this aesthetic about it, and there's just something really off-putting about how overdone this is. It doesn't even feel like it belongs with the other things in the line, and maybe that's what they're going for, but at the same time, if I was collecting Cross Dimension, I would be having serious reservations about this just because of the inconsistency.
Yeah,
I can't argue with anything you
doesn't
said.
look droopy in the final.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I can't argue with anything you said, but I'm still, as someone who is collecting the Cross Dimensions, I'm all about it. I will be.
Yeah, that's cool.
Sure.
And to Rob's point, the can's probably droopy because this is a prototype. You can see like what looks like 3D print swirl marks on it.
Yeah,
or some other kind
Yeah.
of tool marks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, I've got the first 3 Cross Dimension as well, and I do like the look of it. The head is a little odd, but I think, again, this is another one that a color will really make or break it for a lot of people. But it could be this is a different aesthetic because you're kind of looking at Optimus and Megatron. That was their G1 in this universe. If they're planning a Rodimus Prime, maybe it'll match the aesthetic of this Galvatron because you're looking at that same break. That the first Megatron and the first Optimus was their G1 Megatron. This is their post-movie aesthetic, and the Rodimus, if they do one, will match this. So they're using their movie, quote unquote, as the separation point. So the whole line's not going to match, but your eras are going to match. Or eras.
Don, I think that's probably right. That could be right on. Yeah.
And I could even see like, maybe the Rodimus Prime doesn't follow this style, but if they do like Scourge and Cyclonus, they will follow this design style, and that's just their approach to the Unicron-derived characters.
Yeah.
More than just being like a post-movie aesthetic thing. I could see like a Rodimus Prime being done like fairly smooth, honestly. Lots of flat spaces with a lot of tempo detailing instead.
You look like Mega Man X. Okay.
But you know what?
I'd be okay with that.
I would.
Yeah, like that's fine. But in the right frame of mind, the right consciousness of the aesthetics, like I could totally see a Mega Man X style Rodimus Prime and actually have that work as an
kids friendly thing where they can play all the JoJo Seaweed or whatever her name is that they want to, but they can't like play like stuff that I would want to listen to, like AC/DC or Metallica or something. So we
but
can
that
just
built
ease them in.
character, Brian.
Yes, I know it built my character, but
My son listens to that. What are you talking about?
but like it's so easy. You can buy something and you can get it like the next day or the same day if you're lucky. Cat food, dog food, all of that stuff. I get it through Amazon. And
Coffins.
You can there's a coffin on Don's wish list at tfradio.net/Massey Attack.
Although I was told last week that it was sold out.
Oh man.
I'm sure it'll come back.
Yeah. But
People are
keep
dying
it
to get
off
that.
ha 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 ha. So
I had to.
yeah, you donned it up. We have that's how we monetize the show, and you're going to use Amazon anyway. So why not use our frickin' link at tfradio.net/Amazon? Just bookmark it.
It is Rob's birthday coming up in less than 2 weeks here, so he's got a wish list. And if you'd like to do something nice for Rob, you can go to tfradio.net/Claylist,
Lowercase.
CLAYLIST, lowercase, and browse what he's got on his wish list and maybe send him a present.
Massey
And I
Attack,
think-
And help the
lowercase.
show.
Yeah.
And I think when Brian actually does the bio on the website for us, he'll have like all our birthdays and our wish lists.
That's a good
Like,
idea.
You guys never
For
even
the-
sent me the pictures for that over a year ago.
Yeah, I did.
Oh yeah.
One of you did, maybe.
I thought that was just John.
But one thing before we move on that I want to mention, it's on my wish list, but also people will probably want to know. They actually have Power of the Prime's leader, Optimus Prime, up there right now for $45, eligible for Prime shipping.
Nice.
So
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, that's been like over $60 for quite a while now.
Yeah.
yeah,
Rob, what's on TFormers this week?
not too much. we've got the leaked from Cybertron unused head sculpt for Studio Series Voyager class Brawl, and it looks better than the alternate Megatron head we saw recently, I believe. But I have not really. God, I posted that story and I don't even remember it. Wow, that's a good one.
I think that might have been last Thursday.
We're getting old.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But we also have that I posted today. Alex Milne's exclusive cover for his hometown local comics store, Stadium Comics, for Unicron #1. So, and it's an homage to the Transformers the movie poster, and with basically the current cast of Optimus Prime, more or less.
That's
and
nice.
he kills it. It's great.
That's great.
Oh yeah.
Another thing we have up in the realm of comic book covers is Sarah Petra DeRoche's retailer incentive cover for Unicron #1, I think, which is a tribute to the first Marvel Comics cover.
That's an awesome cover too. They're nailing
Yes,
it.
it is.
They're doing a great
Oh,
job. Yeah.
That they have some great artists, and also we are now taking nominations for the Transformers Hall of Fame entries for the year. So check that out at tformers.com.
Yeah, we've got an article up there that basically has all the details and links to every place you can go to present a nomination. We're taking them on the forums and also over Twitter and on the TFormers Facebook page. So you can go to the pinned article on TFormers right now and find all the links to that.
Very cool.
I spent a lot of today setting all that up.
You did a great job.
Which is why I wanted to remember to mention it, even though it wasn't in the notes.
Yes, and I was going to jump in after that when you finished, just in case you didn't.
Hey, Don, what's on the network this week?
What's on the network this week? It's a Don Deal, episode 4. On this episode of It's a Don Deal, Don answers a listener question about Pretender Shells, a Creo video game, the Bumblebee movie, and more. RPG Lessons Learned, episode 58, Thicker Than Wine, Pathfinder. This week on RPG Lessons Learned, Dusty and Brian revisit their Pathfinder Beginner Box campaign to discuss a subject that never took off and identify a fundamental gap in the RPG skill set along the way.
Yes. Hey, Diecast, do you have any reviews up this week?
Yeah, I got the TDW-04 Computron upgrade kit, which is supposed to be for Combiner Wars, but doesn't work for Combiner Wars. But it does work for Unite Warriors, which I think needed an upgrade kit anyway because it used the old hand-foot Hasbro piece. So, yeah, check that out. And actually, tonight I should be posting, it's already edited, that Ultra Guard or Ultima Guard Weijang Omega Supreme should be up tonight. So hopefully by the time you're listening to this.
Wait. So this is the which one is that?
The Weijang. That's the original mold that Weijang did.
So you have all three?
No, I don't have the DX9 one.
That's a shame. You should get that and fix that problem.
Well, I'm going to wait for the blue one.
Oh, right. I remember that now.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing too.
Yeah, that's right. I wasn't thinking of you doing that because that was Don's plan that you stole.
Yeah.
I would just go for a Mega Supreme, you know.
I mean, he's got one Omega Supreme already. Well, two now.
Well, two. Yeah, might as well have three.
Yeah, and well, the Omega Sentinel colors have always been really nice, so I can understand when to get at least one version in that if it's available. I still wish I could have gotten one of those Energon Omega Sentinels when Target was not knocking their Supreme class down to like $5.
Yeah.
Hey, so real quick, we were talking about great artists at IDW. We have a great artist in our audience who shares with us a Dawn of the Day every day. And during the show, at the very beginning, Rob had suggested that we get Star Trek II, The Wrath of Dawn fan art. And during the recording of the show, Sean has come through. Hopefully you can see. Yep, there we go. So you see Don there with his open shirt vest, and Eric, and I'm assuming, does that matter, Diecast? But the Enterprise there.
You're missing someone. I am the purple splotch because of my
Oh, you're
Twitter
the purple
avatar.
splotch. So, man,
Does that make you Savick?
nice.
It might, yeah, I think.
Very nice.
Which, hey, I would definitely make sure they went out of, base dock at the right speed. So it fits.
Yeah, great job, Sean. We love you.
The right speed to go out of space dock is warp 1.
Yes. So, I've worked on projects where I was trying to do stuff every single day, and it's really hard. He's not missed a dawn of the day yet,
Nope.
and he's been going.
When inspiration strikes, it's a wonderful thing.
I want to show real quick the one that he did for today, the dawn of the day, because I especially love this one.
Oh, no, he actually had me. He had me on Kirk's face. So Kirk on Kirk. Perfect.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah.
Gosh, I'm looking actually. There's so many pictures of Eric on his Twitter. It's kind of weird. Okay, so I know this is a reference to like a specific episode or something, but it's just not registering.
The second episode, More Than Meets the Eye, when Prime rescues Spike and Sparkplug from the collapsed oil rig.
Okay, so Don, you're Optimus Prime. Eric is Sparkplug or Spike, and I guess Diecast is Sparkplug.
Yeah,
It would just take one shrug, and all my problems would be gone.
Also, Sean has pointed out in the chat that Eric is Savick.
Eric is Savick.
That
I
makes
love
much more sense.
Sean's drawings. They're awesome.
Yeah. Prayer, Mr. Eric. Klingons don't take prisoners. Okay, so you can find the show notes for this episode at tfradio.net/575. You can leave us a voicemail at 931-994-6268. That's 931-99-GOBOT. You can find us on Twitter at TFRadio, on Facebook at facebook.com/TFRadio, on Instagram at TF Podcast. Rob Springer can be found at Rob Springer and at zonebase.org. I am personally on Twitter at BKilby and on the Instagrams at Brian Kilby. Diecast, how do people get a hold of you?
Main way to get a hold of me is on tfradio.net/reviews, tfradio.net/reviews. That's where I like to go see all the reviews, and you can also follow me on Twitter at Diecast2 and on Facebook at Reviews by Diecast, and everywhere else pretty much you can find TF Radio.
So one place you can find TF Radio is at shirtsicle.com/TF Radio. Just saying. While
you need to add that to your copy so that you remember to put that in at the front.
While Chris is talking about where you can find him, I'm just going to show some beautiful shirts.
Well, then we're going to have some dead air for a couple minutes here, aren't we?
He can be found on Twitter at ChrisRTXV.
Although I 100% endorse going to Rob's Patreon page at patreon.com/flailthroughs.
Yep, that's the one.
Matt can be found on Twitter at Melvar, 3 L's, 2 R's, MELLVARR. Jason, how do people get a hold of you?
I can be found on Twitter at Jason S. Kirk, also on Instagram. And I was added to the ranks this week, tfradio.net/Jason list, if you want to support the show. And I don't know.
Did Diecast ever get his a short link?
Does he have one?
Like he was complaining about.
He didn't have one, right?
He was complaining about it on Twitter in the last week.
I just said we should do everybody's.
I have a problem usually with taking stuff. I hate it. Like, I really hate getting stuff from people. Unless they're like a business, then I'll completely take it.
It's my birthday coming up.
Yeah, well, I'll make one and we can tweet it out. Okay, seriously, guys. Write up your bio, what you want written, knowing that I'm going to edit it. Send it my way, and I'll put up the bios on the website, and you can put your links there.
Okay.
But Brian, when you put the qualifier, knowing that you're going to edit it, you know what you're inclining me to do. You're going to make me make this as much. No, you're going to make me make this as much work as possible for you.
I'll just write yours. I've known you for 20 years, so
that might actually be more interesting.
Okay, I'll just do that. It'll be a fake. Actually, okay. I'll write all the bios, and they will all be fictitious. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. I mean, either way, that would work out for me because any fictitious life someone makes up is going to be way more interesting than my actual life.
Yeah. So,
Same.
tfradio.net. You can do all that there. Okay, cool. Let's see here. Don.
I can be reached at the Louvre or any fine metropolitan galleries once they see Sean's work and hang it accordingly in their prized possession areas. I can also be reached on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 EVR.
Cool. Rob.
I am on Twitter at Figure Viewers and Flailthroughs. Also, YouTube as Flailthroughs, where New Gundam Breaker will be coming up in a couple of weeks. They just put out a demo for that in Japan, so I will probably have a couple of videos of that next week.
Cool. John.
That John D everywhere.
Everywhere and buy a shirt.
Wear a shirt.
Wear a shirt. Sean is going to write Don's bio. So
That's just good advice in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So